What's up, everybody? It's Jonathan from LoneWolfDayTrading, and we're growing. The wolf pack is growing faster than I can keep up with. And I gotta switch up my style. I can't. You guys aren't gonna take me serious if I keep on wearing the Guns N' Roses t-shirts that blend in with the green screen. I have to switch it up. I have to be fancier. I have to give it a try. I have to be fancier, and you guys will take me serious then. Oh, my dear boy. So you want to trade within the stock market, huh? I'm sure you want to buy shares of Google or Amazon. You sound like a Yale man with that type of approach. Okay, no, I can't do this, sorry. All right, we have a few minutes before market open. I'm looking at Apple right now. There was previous resistance at 165. The imports and exports, there's actually certain iPhones that are being banned. Okay, so what I'm primarily looking for right now is for the high to break. Now, the first minute candle is always very risky, but if I did see an opportunity, if the stock was moving a certain way, then I'd like to join in. Currently, it's at 165.18 is the high. So let's see if we, again, we just broke it. So we're continuing up. Now, I always wait for a break of the high before I short the stock. That's very important. Trying to get the buyers out. Okay, so it's hitting that high and it's starting to slow down. I put in 200 shares. I'm about to short it. I just shorted it 200 shares. My average is 164.90. Very risky on the first candle, but let's just see what we can get out of it. Okay, we're going down. All right, we're breaking through. All right, so I just got out of that trade. Very quick trade, $76, 200 shares. You know, I'll take it. I'm actually got out of the trade, so hopefully I can see or I can find a re-entry. That's the biggest thing that I have in my mind right now. Now, of course, before I hit a re-entry, I want it to break a high. Basically, the high that was made in the first minute candle. If we can break that high, then I would love the overextension, especially if this candle were to continue. We'd be very overextended on the 1 minute chart. And that's basically what I'm looking for right now. Okay, so the high is 165.25. So hopefully we break through there. Right now it's forming a double top, but hopefully it breaks through. And I want to see how it reacts to the VWAP. Okay, so we just broke through. I'm putting in 200 shares in my montage. Looks like the VWAP's holding it down. I'm going to enter my 200 shares right here. I have an average cost of 165.47. So I would love to add to the position. Looks like it's definitely overextended. The VWAP looks like it's holding it down as well. I want to see where this next candle's forming. Now, hopefully, if it does break another high, I would love to add to the position. But we see that the VWAP is holding down the second candle. Possibly could break a new high. If it does, that'd be great because it's becoming very overextended. Okay, it looks like we broke a new high. Possibly a false break, actually. It broke through and we have a huge wicking candle. It looks like there is a bull flag that's forming. But again, there's a lot of resistance, so I don't feel comfortable really adding to the position. We are close to my entry, so I wouldn't want to add and have a very close average cost. It wouldn't really help me. It looks like we're breaking through the VWAP, which is always a good sign. Okay, breaking through the VWAP, possibly breaking through the moving average right here. I'm keeping an eye on that. Okay, we just broke through the moving average. Okay, so it looks like we just we hit a double bottom and we are going back up. Why didn't I add to my trade? Because I am an idiot. All right, so instead of having more share size and a higher average cost, when I should have added to when it broke through the high, I didn't, like an idiot. So hopefully I have another opportunity to add to my short. All right, it's getting very close to the high. The high could possibly break. Never know with these big stocks, with the big names, Apple, Tesla, Google, Amazon. People like to buy it when it's down, even when there's very bad news for some odd reason. So that's why I'm keeping an eye out. As you see, this 1 minute candle right here is just very overextended. But again, we're getting a great number of shorters in, or people selling it, really. Oh, so it's pulling back, possibly a continuation. We have another bull flag that's formed. So the high is at 166.13. It's coming very close to that hold number. I want to see how it reacts to the hold number. It could possibly break through. We see all the buying pressure coming in right now. Just watching it close. I would love for all these buyers to get out. Okay, well, we just broke another high. Now, I'd love to add to my short right here. There we go. So breaking through, beautiful. Now it's filling the gap from the previous day. So I'd love to add. I'm putting 200 shares in the montage. Okay, so now I'm looking for a breakthrough right here. As you can see, there is a large scope of selling going on here, all the way down to the 165 hold number. So hopefully it breaks this double bottom right here. We'll see how it reacts to the moving average and the VWAP. All right, so it just pushed through the moving average. Next stop is going to be the VWAP. We'll see how it reacts to the VWAP. Looking at the VWAP, that's where the industrial traders are going to be. All right, so we have a huge wicking candle right here. Well, it was forming a second ago. Apple's being very... It's being very weird right now. As you can see, I am down in my trade. I should have added before. Why I didn't, I don't know why I didn't. It's definitely going against my strategy and my averaging, and never a good thing. Looks like we're about to break through a high right here. So definitely keeping an eye for that. If it does break through another high, I should add to my position. Just getting my average a little higher. Also adding more shares because it's definitely closing the gap from the previous day. Okay, so we just broke through and we have a large amount of selling pressure. You can tell by the candlestick how it immediately goes down into the red and then pushes its way back up. Okay, so we moved our way back to the VWAP yet again. I'm going to see how it reacts to this. We have a double top and basically a double bottom. Now this one could be very interesting on which way it wants to go, but I know shorters wanted to break through the VWAP, and that's going to be the big thing that we want to keep in mind for this. I'm keeping an eye basically how it's going to react to 165 whole dollar, which was previous support in the pre-market. So we're coming down, finally in green territory. I should have added to my position. Why I didn't, I don't know. I'm very disappointed, but I'm still watching it right now. I want to see if it actually goes back down to the 165 whole number. All right, so we're moving beautifully down. We just hit 165 with a lot of momentum. But you see, once we hit 165, it stopped and then it started moving its way back up. Now, possibly 165 could turn into a support line. We could build from there. Shorters will see it, and then people are going to join in the shorters just so we can break that 165. What's in our favor right now is it is down for the day. The shorters are watching it. People saw the bad news. But again, it really just comes down to the candlesticks and the movement of the chart. So we can't just trade strictly news. All right, so we're playing with 165 a lot. It's becoming kind of risky. There could be a short squeeze. I do have 100 shares in the montage. If it continues to play around, I'm going to cover 100 shares just so I can secure that profit. All right, it's still playing around. All right, it looks like it just broke 165 and immediately bounced back up. Well, that's never good because that is a false break. I'm going to take 100 shares because a false break is never good for a shorter. That's something you definitely want to keep in mind. I have 100 shares right now. Still, hopefully it breaks through that whole number again at 165. But again, that's the biggest thing that I'm keeping in mind. All right, we just broke through it. Again, I'm not feeling very secure about this, and I need to get out of this trade with my 100 shares. I don't know why I didn't add to the fucking trade like my fucking strategy is. Doesn't make any fucking sense. I could have had a higher average with more share size, and you saw the beautiful drop in the 4 fucking shit, man. You gotta be fucking kidding. Thank you all so much for checking out my live trading video. Apple was a good stock today. It truly was, and it was a textbook trade for the type of strategy that I have. Now, as you saw later in the day, it did break that high that I didn't want it to, and it continued up for the rest of the day. With stocks like that, with large companies like that, I know that people want to dip buy them. I mean, that goes with Tesla, that goes with Google, Amazon. People want to buy it at a lower price because in their mind, it will go back up. And that's the one thing that basically got into my head, and I didn't hold to my strategy of adding every time that it breaks a high. If I would have done that, I would have had a higher average, I would have had more share size, and more profit, but I didn't. And even though I was green, I'm very disappointed in myself that I didn't hold to a strategy that I created for myself. It's just very disappointing. But I truly hope everyone had a green day within the market. You know, just making very smart movements and being 100% confident in yourself when you do it. As always, this is Jonathan with Lone Wolf Day Trading. And motherfucker, dude, god damn it. Stay green.